One day. Okay, one day! With no start controversial bullshit acting in my life. Please. No. Shit. God damn it. Come get it. I don't get your logic. How did I get me Star Wars story in a video game? Like, look, I love game, but there's a difference in a game and a movie. Star Wars is a movie fan, but not a video game fan. This is just so fucking stupid. Ugh. So, this will be fun. And, hey, got me untouchable, and I'm gonna come get the Star Wars story in my video game now. Yep. No one knows ancient news. When I won't know, I'm shooting at Star Wars game. I love this game at the going at the kid. I love it Star Wars, one favorite one going at the period. However, the Star Wars movie has some flaws. Most people don't want to deal with the prequel series. Love it. The prequel series would finally enjoy the story to begin with. Seriously, it is fucking garbage. It can be mess. And the TV shows, love or hate them, they have a mixed bag in quality. Something really good or really bad or kind of mixed. So, yeah, needless to say, the budget is complicated and not started, not being in video game now, it just kind of confused me. So, yeah, this will be fun. Again, what do you mean that? Well, you'll find out, and I'm so enjoying about engineers. Yep, so, enjoy the show. See ya. Hold as you can tell my intro, actually, you can tell my intro about this news. Why? You'll find out. Let's get started. According to the article I have here at Empire.com, I go, complicated is a story that I saw that in video game now. Yep. With every passing year, the Star Wars galaxy grows bigger and bigger. The movie hang over the streaming series, the anime shows, canonical novels, and comics, and video games. They're all brought an ongoing story of the galaxy far, far away. And with shows like The Mandalorian, but the element of every era of Star Wars saga together, fresh series digging into the unexplored area of the timeline, Obi-Wan Kenobi, bring the galaxy in Revenge 7 and A New Hope. And Ahsoka exploring the aftermath of levels, that story tapestry continues to become more detailed for Lucasfilm boss Kathleen Kennedy. The current narrative is written from the White Star Universe, not from the movie, but from gaming. Yup! Apparently gaming is now in the stars now. Which, look, don't know, I get gaming my main point with the story, okay, but honestly, wait, that logic doesn't make sense because you get video in the movie, so it's like obviously, like putting on my skull to make no fucking sense. Who cares? Let's get to it. Kennedy spoke about the input of video game narrative on the current story of Star Wars stories. It's funny, the more I've got to know how games are written and the kind of persistent storytelling that goes on in a game environment, where you are just constantly building upon a single story, that is much closer to what Star Wars is. She explained, and that influence also means more elements from her game of Jedi Fallen Order, called the Order Live Action 2. From the BD droid that popped out in Book of Boba Fett, to the Inquisitor with all the big levels, playing made the role in Obi-Wan Kenobi. They had intention around bringing elements from the games because there's a huge investment by people installed along the way. We have fun identifying who carries forward what we left in history. You always want to feel there's history behind everything that's happening in Star Wars. So there are kinds that go around that. Okay. Giant Star Celebration, Single Jedi Fallen Order with the victory confirmed Jedi Survivor. Yeah, who cares? Okay, Bang and John, apparently she explained how big and how Star Wars story now, and honestly, I get that logic. Listen, I know why. Like, what did the difference between having Star in the video game and in the movie? It should be that opposite. The movie should be in the story game. Who cares? At this point, I've brought all fans, coming in the leader, but honestly, that's not the main point. The main point I have at the end is that the old video game storytelling adapted in the game, in the movie, and so it just ain't gonna be clutterfuck. Like, I don't get that logic. Like, who cares? I don't know if it's a good one in the future, but we'll see that. Turn about that. But my point is new concern. I don't care at this point. It's just so fucking stupid. But whatever. But idea there's this thing that's done. We'll see. Yeah, don't want to show. But no, the story now in a video game now. Let me see. Turn over there. But I think it should be the exact opposite, but that's just me. You're not that one, so whatever. My bottle, you want to start, so I pay you on to compare. I love it, you intend to battles, but I love the games. However, when the part of the game he did just, well, he had bullshit, but then to be fair, he had what the way didn't do, I think everything's a good game coming in the future. However, the first Star Wars story should be in the games, am I actually shocked by this? The more I think about it, well, now I'm actually not shocked with it all, but it makes sense. But see, I know, like, shouldn't it be the exact opposite? Shouldn't be either the movie or TV show should not be flipping the game inside. The game should be doing a story. That's why it drives me crazy that they're having anything to up, because look, I get the current straight start of my man just want to come in all over the next couple of years, and I get you want to have the game in with the shows. Fine, but honestly, how the fuck do you get that computer, get the game to the shows? You make that opposite. If my memory someone was done in general, I think that thing quitted. Yeah, they were injured better in video level, that's true. But they should not implement the TV show. This is obviously it doesn't make any sense. Like how I couldn't explain why I started to come for the game. That doesn't add up. I don't get that logic. I'm gonna get some before. We don't know if you start gonna be in the future. Okay, we plan for me. I think I want you to come again. It's gonna move on with the sequel tree. That's fine. But her logic, my man, that really didn't make any sense because she's the same person who crash started my man. So I didn't know what she's talking about. I'm just confused. Now, that didn't mean, actually this whole approach on that storytelling of a game into the movie is a bad idea. No. Far from it. If you want to do that approach, that's fine. But trying to adapt these stories from gaming into movie TV shows, that just seems kind of like a loser situation. Because if my mission was done, the start game for me at the own time before you were in charge. Right? Yeah, before Diddy got charged started, we had a lot of games that came on for the past decade. We had Battlefield 1, the Little Battlefield 2, National Republic, National Republic Sith-War, which we're all getting that Pathfinder, that modifier coming in for the Switch for me, I don't when. Ran the Sith game, Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy, Jedi Knight 2, Pro Commando, Record Star 2, and many more Star games. Even Pro Commando, I think, was a great game. So the fact that she's creating that Star Story that been the video game, I mean, well, that is interesting. At the same time, though, it kind of makes sense because it shouldn't be that opposite. It's my understanding that Star Wars should not be big on the games. No, Star Wars is a movie franchise first, not a game franchise. That's the difference, and that's Kevin didn't understand. I just don't get this logic. For example, we don't know what the future Star Wars will be writing for me, but thing like happened this weird interview with this interview. I mean, this thing. Oh, would we tell you the truth? And honestly, I just don't get why they're like really shoot for the movie. It should be that. It's my mission we're done. Shouldn't we get like more like 80 new episodes of that movie or TV show? Yes, I know we're gonna like the Bad Batch 2. I'm looking for that. We're gonna also get at the Ahsoka show. We're also getting at the Mandalorian season 3. In fact, Mandalorian is my time my way to kind of turn it to it. But the fact that he's trying to compare the story of Avenger to video game that doesn't really add up to me. Now, granted, as I will admit that I'm kind of making it on the fly, so maybe she did not mean it that way. Maybe she's taking a different approach. But again, actually, this should not be a shock to me. But, like I said before, we don't know what the future of Star Wars is, in my opinion. We drive it, maybe. They only have this weird comment. And this kind of got to confuse me because why the hell are Star taking over for the game? It should be that odd because Star Wars, yeah, it's a big made it out there from where that's true. But trying to take the fresh story from gaming and trying to live action is trying to confusing because why are you trying to do a Star Wars game from the show? I just don't get that logic, right? Storytelling should not be influenced by one another. Okay, storytelling, yes, should be influenced. But it should be everybody that almost follow your own story. Not take on one media to another media. It just doesn't make any sense. Right? Yeah, because storytelling storyline is actually not that difficult. It's not easy. It's not actually hard. You have a lot of acting, beginning, middle, and actually you have 3-act structure. So saying actually you influence storytelling more from video games, I'm sorry, that logic makes no sense because storytelling it's a lot more than that. It's a lot more easier, I think, a lot more hard than they think. And so I give it a logic. A lot of this seems very kind of stupid in my opinion, make any sense. Now, I will admit that I'm kind of actually like very spitballing here. So if my mission is done, when you tell a good story, you have a game like the whole journey. Yeah. Hero journey. The ordinary adventure, actually meet mentor already died, and you know the rest of the story there. It's the basic Joseph Campbell story. That's how that's storytelling 101. So you say, oh, logic when I'm done coming to the story in my video games, that doesn't really make any sense because video games are one thing, but Star Wars is on something altogether. So I just don't get this logic at all. I really don't. Like I said, we don't review Star Wars movies, so on typical more information if it goes on, let's just couple best, probably the worst, and probably got things to get better and worse, and at lines, bunch of weekend. I the whole logic and analysis kind of influence why starting you can not remove from the game. While that is an idea, I think that idea doesn't make sense as it's a flaw to hold it. But, like I said before, we don't know if you started to be very informative. In fact, we very much if you started to appear because let's be clear. The few started by me is kind of all over the place, and frankly, in my opinion, I don't know what's going on with Star anymore. We don't. Which is kind of sad because Star either big either way, but it's just been crumbling and crumbling to the point of insanity. I'm just reading my pages to the point of insanity. But, like I said, we don't feel like so on see if I can want information about the thing if it goes on. Let's just for the rest, plan would put that in to get better, not worse, bunch of weekends. But I have a point, that's all. I think that's about it. Although, different part I can't get to Star so that even a video game now, stuff, influenced by the movie, TV show, or anything else. Please comment on what you know, just weird news. Do you like it, do it, also give it a me on Twitter. We got some comment channel for superstars. Please get the battle kind of optional story. Because you can, I'll talk about it one more deep into I can't have a Kathleen Kennedy, I can't do Kathleen Kennedy. I don't want to be one of the bad determination. I don't want people, you know me. But after this, I'm taking a break for a while until Open Stage finishes. But anyway, we see please comment below. Also, if you want to check out my channel, please get the bell kind of optional story. Because you can, I'll try longer. So, see ya. Like, stop making bad quote, please. You're on the stars. Bye. Bye.